Hello, welcome to Algorithms. Today we are going to discuss about how to create a scalable personalization architecture on Azure using machine learning algorithms. We know that recommendations are a main revenue driver for many business verticals, and recommendations are used in different kind of industries like retail, news, and media. And with the availability of such a tremendous amount of data, you can provide highly relevant recommendations using machine learning. Those who are interested in knowing more about how to create recommendations API, they can click on the link below. And those who want to understand more about retail product recommendations, the links are given as well. They can browse my previous presentations and they will come to know about the architecture. Now, let's look at the use cases. So before I jump into the architecture, there are three use cases we are going to consider for this architecture. One is content recommendation on a website or in a mobile application, product recommendation on an e-commerce website, and ad recommendations on a website. Now, when it comes to recommendation systems, there are two main types. One is collaborative filtering and one is content based. Now, this is specific to machine learning. Those who know machine learning or are data scientists, they can relate to it better than those who have no idea about AI and ML concepts. So, collaborative filtering identifies similar pattern in customer behavior and then recommends items that other similar customers have interacted with. On the other hand, content based recommendation uses information about the items to learn customer preferences and then recommends items that share properties with the items that a customer has previously interacted with. So these are the two different approaches when it comes to recommendation systems. And in this architecture we have used a content based recommendation. uh, so let's look at the architecture. So as you can see, we are using different components: Azure Blob Storage, Azure Databricks. We are using for Apache Spark cluster for model training and evaluation. We also used MML Spark, which is a Spark based framework designed for larger scale machine learning. Azure Container Registry, Azure Kubernetes Services, Azure Machine Learning, and Microsoft Recommenders. It is an open source repository that contains utility code and samples. Now, Azure Container Registry, we use to package the scoring script as a container image, which is used to serve the model in production. So, as I said, that this architecture is not just from the development or test perspective, but we are giving you the complete architecture, that how you deploy in production as well. And that's where we are using Azure Container Registry, so that we can create the model and then serve the model in production as well. From the workflow perspective, so this scenario covers training, evaluation, and deployment of machine learning for content based personalization using Azure Databricks, and as I said, we are using Azure Spark. From the pricing perspective, let me explain the pricing part as well. uh, I'm going to explain couple of areas you may want to note down, because when it comes to estimate price, these are very important points. So the training data, uh, we are considering around 46 million rows, and the training needs to happen daily to update the model. And training will occur on Azure Databricks, obviously using a cluster provisioned with the 12 VMs using L8 instances. Then training takes an hour, including feature processing and model training plus validation. So it takes an hour for that includes feature processing and model training, and it covers validation part as well. Azure ML is used to deploy the model to Azure Kubernetes services with a small 3 node cluster using D3 instances. AKS cluster will auto scale as needed, resulting in 2 nodes per month being active on average. So that's overall how pricing is calculated for this type of architecture. Now, how pricing differs for your use case. So you may need to change the variables to match your expected data size and serving load requirements. For a small or large training data sizes, the size of Databricks cluster can be increased or decreased respectively. To handle larger number of concurrent users during model serving, the AKS cluster should be increased as well. So these are some of the areas that you need to consider if you have a different use case and you want to change different variables that you to make sure that it works perfectly fine in your environment. Now let me go to the architecture part. So let's start with the data processing. So the set of distinct user and item data are pre-processed and joined, which is resulting into a mixture of numeric and categorical features that will be used for predicting user item interactions, which are actually clicks. So this table is uploaded to Azure Blob Storage, and this dataset matches the described anonymized table as it contains a binary label for observed user clicks, 13 numerical features, and an additional 26 categorical feature. Those who want the code for this environment or architecture for machine learning, they can just drop me an email. I'll share the code as well, so that they can kick off their POC exercise pretty quickly and get to some outcome rather than spending a lot of time. So they just need to tweak, and that's the reason I spoke about numerical variables, categorical features, and so on and so forth. Then MML Spark library provides the ability to train a light GBM classifier on Databricks environment to predict the click probability as a function of the numeric and categorical features that were created in previous step. So I'm not going to explain light GBM. You can read it on the internet. Then the trained classifier is serialized and stored in Azure Model Registry. With the Azure Model Registry, you can store and organize different versions of the model, for example, based on newer data or different hyperparameters within an Azure machine learning workspace. Now the serving script is defined using MML Spark serving library to provide predictions from the trained model. Docker image in the Azure Container Registry holds the image with a scoring script and all necessary dependencies for serving predictions. Kubernetes cluster is configured using AKS with the number of nodes needed to handle expected workload. The virtual machine size can be adjusted based on the model's computation and memory requirements. The scoring service is deployed as a web service on the AKS cluster. This service provides an endpoint where user and item features can be sent to receive the predicted probability of a click for that user and item. I know it's it's complex. It's just because what we are talking about here is more from the algorithms perspective, more from the model registry perspective, and the feature engineering part we covered as well. Now that's where I guess for folks who are very much into machine learning algorithms, they can understand it better. But for those who are new to machine learning and how to implement a scalable AI for personalization, for them it might be difficult to understand. So I would recommend for them to go to my previous presentations and learn about recommender systems and how to build recommender APIs and how it interacts with the system. That will help getting a complete grasp of this presentation. I guess this is it. I guess I covered the different components, though I did not explain all the components, but I explained the important components because most of them, like blob storage, Databricks, container registry, Kubernetes service, These are well-known services and people know about it. From the cost perspective, I covered how price is going to vary depending upon what sort of use case you are using. If you need any help in terms of creating similar kind of POC, you can drop an email and we can help you with that as well. If you already have a well-tuned AI team and you need code or some sort of help just to get started on this journey, you can just drop us an email as I said, and we will share the code. That's not an issue because we have a lot of AI algorithms, like around 20 deep learning algorithms that we have prepared right from the scratch. So since this is an initiative for people to learn more or to make them understand more about AI, cybersecurity, big data, so we don't hesitate to share those items which can help you in your journey, and then that helps us as well in terms of establishing our brand as well as our expertise in different areas. I guess this is it from my side. Thank you very much for watching.